or the left? Okay, alright. Yo, what's up, bro?
Yes, man.
How you doing, man?
You're welcome.
Always good to be here. Official man. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
How you doing today?
Good, thank God.
Man, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce today's episode of the Just Man Show. And today is like no other. So, in the scheme of things right now in our society, we have a lot of young people who are doing a lot of things, taking giant strides, putting themselves on the map, carving a niche for themselves, inspiring the younger generation coming behind them, and of course, taking Port Harcourt, especially Nigeria, to the global map of things when it comes to positivity. Ladies and gentlemen, we have created this exclusive interview on the Just Man Show to recognize personalities like this, profile them, listen to them, and of course, take a leaf from their success story. So guess who it is today? It is no other than our amiable friend, the founder of one of the most outstanding private security outfits in Port Harcourt, South Niger Delta, and Nigeria as a whole today. Mr. Peter, how you doing, my brother?
Good to see you. Welcome.
Good to see you again, bro. I'm good, man. Like, nobody go back to you say you're official, man, regular office, with systems, down, relax, chill. It's good to be here. Like, I always thought you were either at an event,
Good. Sometimes you have to
pretty security, It's good. It's good to be here. So, thank you first of all for accepting to speak to me on the Just Man Show. I've just had an intro done and trying to make people understand that we are not doing this because we want to brag about ourselves, but we're doing this because we want those persons who are coming behind us, who look up to us, to learn from our stories and to also encourage and inspire other people, even our counterparts, our colleagues. They can get inspiration from our story. So this is the main essence. So thank you so much for listening to us and allowing us to come to your office. By the way, I hope I'm not interrupting your official.
No, it's fine.
Okay, very quickly, I'm curious. I know you very well. Like I know you from this from Uniport and all, but I'm curious and I don't know so much about your personal, how you do and all of that. So I really appreciate you to give us a sneak peek into your personal life. Who are you? What's your name? Where are you from? And all of that.
Okay, I'm Peter Akahume. I'm from Edo State, but I was born in River State and I've lived here all my life. And I attended Uniport, studied geology, and I did my NYSC in Kaduna State. So that was exposed me to the northern part of Nigeria. And that's that.
Okay, so you were born, bred in Port Harcourt City?
Yeah.
Wow, really? Okay, so which part of Port Harcourt do you stay?
I stayed in Rumomasi. I was born in Rumomasi. I grew up in Rumomasi. I attended Halal College Secondary School at Rumoba.
Okay.
Yeah, and at some point we moved to Akwaji. That's LL1 Adia.
Okay, so you qualify as a Port Harcourt boy, from Rumomasi to Rumodara to Rumoba to you be full-fledged Port Harcourt boy. So tell me now, because we know that in Port Harcourt for a while, at some point in Port Harcourt, I'm sure you were in Port Harcourt during that era of insecurity, militancy and all of that. Yeah. Did that by any means have an influence on your upbringing? That era of Togri and all of that? So how were you able to stay out of all of that drama in Port Harcourt at the time?
My mom is a widow. I lost my dad when I was 4. So my mom is a strong Christian. A strong one. So she didn't let others. No.
She was very protective of you guys
inside church.
Okay.
At some point we were going to Deeper Life on Monday, so we go to our own church 6 p.m. on Tuesday.
Are you serious?
We were going to church.
Share the church.
Then it was all all those crusades and all.
Yeah.
Take us there.
Mm.
You know, what do you call him? That crusade guy that does
Bernhard Bonke.
Bernhard Bonke.
Oh, Bernhard Bonke for something that year.
Go
kill it.
we go sit down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that really helped shape.
Yeah, sure.
So you went to University of Port Harcourt,
Yeah.
and you studied geology. I have a cousin who did geology, and he's heavy on rocks and stones and mining and all of that. How did this man, who is supposed to be a geologist, now delve into creating and founding a security outfit? How did it correlate? I mean, geology, because of course, I'm sure you know that, whatever you go to school to study should somehow link.
Yeah, sure.
So how do you?
People are different. I think something I've come to realize. I learned that during my service year.
Okay.
I met some, I attended courses, all these motivational classes and all this stuff. And I tried to discover purpose, and I discovered that purpose must not be about what you study, like your discipline in the university. It's actually like what God wants you to do, where your passion lies. So when people ask me about stuff, I always tell them, where does your passion lie? So I think I just discovered where my passion lies, and I'm working in that life.
So you had a passion for security.
Yeah, I have. Not just had, I still have.
Okay, so you always had that passion as a child,
or not like from childhood,
or the passion ignited as an adult, as a youth.
Not from childhood, but I think as I grew up, as after school, the kind of person I am is I look at the society, I look out for ills that can be, and I try to provide solutions. Like just like an entrepreneur, you understand? Just as an entrepreneur, I look out for ills, and
problems.
Yeah,
try to create solutions.
And I try to create solutions for them. So that's just, and I have a passion for security. So I have a passion for security. I'm seeing the challenge they have in insecurity, in youth unemployment, in idleness, and I just try to merge and form something that is solving.
So I know you to be a built guy who's very built and all. Is that from bodybuilding schemes or it's the natural growth?
Both, touch of both. My family we are all lanky, and I grew up. I know I'm the last born. I have two elder brothers, and both of them used to work out. So I would just when they go and we had like a mini gym in the house. So when they just go and drop me, I'll go and do like this.
Okay, so was it from doing the bodybuilding that you now started thinking, okay, if I can build my body and look fierce and tough, I can now do this security thing? Was it from that angle that all of this came into being?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay, were you at any point a bouncer?
Never have.
You never been a bouncer?
Never.
Nowhere at all. No club would ever remember you as their bouncer. Hey.
I've not worked in that life before.
Are you serious? Never. So this just came to you as an inspiration from God.
Actually,
there's a problem in security, especially at events.
Actually,
yeah, because I know that your outfit is heavy on events, providing crowd control, security at events. So you were attending events, so you probably must have attended so many events to have seen that there was a problem with security.
Yes, not just that they were challenged with insecurity like in events, but the guys who were doing it were not taking it as a job. They just did it like, let's just do it for doing sake. So the appearance was zero, their character attitude to work was zero, and I was like, okay, if we start something, sometimes it's not just good to criticize.
True.
It's good to provide solutions. So if we start our own, we'll be able to get people, train them, teach them discipline, teach them the real things to do, keep them up, make them look acceptable, let their appearance be top notch, and people will definitely want to use your service. Obviously, you will stand out if you can do what I just said. So that was the idea that we had.
Perfect. So, how long have you been doing this? How long has it been? How long is Petrez Guards?
Okay, I think our first event was for this March in December 2017. But officially, we had that 2017. We're not. It's just December. We're not. I think our official event was for Legendary Sunny.
Okay.
Vibes of Legendary Sunny 2018. Vineyard Mall, February 2018. Vineyard Mall in Jerry.
That was
our first
official
official event. So we were on uniform.
Wow. Yeah. So after the event in December, you figured that you had to upgrade your service.
Yes, because after that event for this month, I think someone called us from Kuru FM or Super FM. He called us and was like, he had a mini event for students who should come. Our guys just wore jeans and black shirt. I was like, no, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. So we had to go back, raise money and get the kind of outfits we could afford at that time.
So how many personnel did you start with? Two personnel only, and you were not part of them.
No.
Why? Is there something? Do you have a phobia for doing it yourself or something?
I like working from a technical
Okay.
I don't like
from the brain work part. Yeah. Okay. So that's really impressive to know. So how old is Petrez Guard as a brand?
So see, we can do from 2018 to 2018 to 2020.
2018,
so we're talking about 5 years.
That's about 5 years. 5 years. Yes. Wow, interesting. So if you'd have to start this all over again, for instance, you had to take yourself back to 2017 after school and you had to create something and you didn't have the option of creating a security brand, what other brand could you create?
If I don't have an option of creating,
if you didn't have the option of a security brand, what other option?
I'll do logistics.
I already know you have a logistics company. I was coming to that. Now, how do you merge a security outfit and logistics company? I know you also lease cars, airport pickups, and all of that.
Yeah.
So, how do you now correlate these two brands on one?
I had a client for a wedding. He was coming from Abuja.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago ish. So my phone is showing you.
Sure.
Let's
When
we're done, I'll return the call.
Okay.
And the client came in from Abuja to get married in Port Harcourt, and he was coming with his family, his friends, everybody from Abuja. They needed logistics, and he reached out to us, and we were providing security for him. And that was a challenge because I needed to even talk to some people that were doing both, and the rest got calls, got disappointed in between because it was a huge project. As at then, you had to bring buses, sedans, SUVs. It was a big stuff, but I didn't have this. There was nobody we could actually meet and just say, okay, this is what we could do. Like a logistics company that I could have gone to and say, okay, you guys should provide, let's just pay. You understand? So it was a challenge to me, and like the kind of person I am, if something is a challenge to me, I'll try to provide a solution to it. So I said, okay, we have built a brand, people know us that we do this and we do it well, we have integrity. Okay, let's diversify, let's look out for people who will be willing to release their SUVs, their various cars to us. We package it, we provide employment for drivers, you understand, and we provide revenue for the car owners. That was just the basic idea behind it.
So that's how you started
Yeah.
logistics company, and being able to keep all of this together.
Yeah.
Like, do you really see this acumen as a genetic creation of yourself, or is this something that goes in family, or is something that you possess as a person?
It's not about family, it's more like what God's grace.
Yeah. Okay, so people see everybody who is a bouncer, they look like a tough person. So some person that's scared to approach. Some person that's scared he's so built, he's so tall, he's so this. He could probably be rude, probably be dangerous. Like people used to say sometimes that if an armed robber comes to the house, he goes for the well-built person. Has that been some sort of a problem for you? Have you been able to deal with with issues of people seeing your personnel's like thoughts, like nuisance and all of that?
Yeah, that's where training and discipline and all that we do for our personnel comes in. As long as you're not looking rough and haggard, as long as you're looking decent, people will always be able to approach you. So I've never had a challenge of people looking at people even come and meet me and say, I just hear where people are the place I'm coming from now. Like someone that attends like 2 weddings in a day will come and say, I just come up for one wedding now. They're just there. So can't everybody come and do it the way people are doing? I've gotten those kind of feedbacks.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so talking about the fact that you've been able to, stand out. Are there prerequisite skills that you look out for before you employ the senses of the personnel?
Yeah, definitely.
Skills like
passion.
So the person doesn't have to be very big.
Not as if you must be small, but do you have passion? If you have passion for something, for instance, you have passion for this job, and you feel that your size has not been able to make you express yourself to the level you want, you go to the gym and work out.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because you have passion for it. Then not just that, but passion generally for security, for wanting to protect people and their properties, for wanting to prevent danger from getting to people. So that's the first question I asked. Do you have passion for this thing, or you're just doing it because you're broke and you're looking for money? So you're asking me that I should recruit you. That's the reason. So that's the first question. Do you have passion for what we are doing? Then are you disciplined? Does it think you're disciplined? Do you think you can take correction? Do you think you can take instructions? Because in security, we have to follow instructions. The client wants this. You can't say, no, this is how we used to do it before. No, we have to be disciplined enough to follow instructions. You must be of good character. Okay. You must like excellence. You must like to do things the right way. There are some people that they used to be with us, but they no longer work with us because we stood for excellence. I want to let you do things anyhow. Let things be done accordingly. Let things be done the right way. Just like people know guards in events, people call them bouncers, I call them guards. People know guards in events and they are like, as people will beg you, people who would want to extort money from you. But in practice, guys, it's part of our tenets. For no reason should you ask someone for anything. If people want to voluntarily give you stuff because they feel like giving you stuff, it's up to them. But for you to ask for help from somebody in any guise is totally wrong. So when people say that I insist on this rule, some of them are not happy. You understand?
So have you been able to enforce occupational rules? Because I know that in every 12 there will be some triggers. You told us about those persons who quit on their own. How about those ones, those stubborn heads? How do you enforce that discipline?
Well, we have disciplinary measures to take against people that will want to do the wrong thing. Most times we suspend, sometimes we actually just expel from the team. And we have supervisors who go around our events, so our guys who try to ensure everybody's on check. But generally, the best way to solve the challenge is to prevent it. So that's where training comes in. You understand? As long as you're training these people and people have eyes on the level of behavior will be very low, minimal.
So I want you to take out time now to tell me how challenging it's been to first of all start this from scratch and grow to what it is now. It's been admirable. I see you guys are traveling for events every week. It's either you're in Port Harcourt, you're in the east, you're going to the southwest, you're somewhere in the south. How have you been able to, grow this business from scratch? That was just 5 years ago. And we have people who's owned businesses for over 10 years and still not sprung up till now. But you just started this 5 years ago and you've been able to, grow beyond your boundaries, which is here in Port Harcourt. You're now going to the east. I see you sometimes in the southwest and other parts of the south, even in Abuja. I think I've seen an event you went for in Abuja. So have you been able to grow through the peak and the theme of keeping a business in this current dispensation, this economy of Nigeria, with all the challenges? Have you been able to stick through it?
Honestly, just the grace of God. Honestly,
I know everybody
Grace
will
of God.
boil down. Yes, grace is sufficient. It's there for all of us. But there must have been some steps, that you must have taken to ensure consistency.
I think right mindset and right attitude. I think attitude matters. I tell people attitude is basically how you react to things.
Okay.
So there's some challenges that will come. So it's your attitude that will determine if you will give up or if you will hold on and keep pushing.
So what attitude have you employed when you had challenges? You just sit
I'm
back
a
and
consistent person. I understand the power of consistency, so I try to be consistent. I try to show up. I'm a disciplined person. I believe in sacrifice. You understand? You have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your personal gains for the business to grow. You understand? So just like your income comes now, like let's say it's like 200k on ground. Am I going to get a new phone, or should I get something that make my life more comfortable, or should I invest in the business? Look, I'll tell you a story. 2 years ago, I had some money. I wanted to buy a car.
Okay.
And I said the training that our guards have is basic. So we flew somebody in from the UK and had the first ever training for event security personnel in this part of Nigeria. Nobody has done it.
Sure.
He came in from the UK. Wow. About 1 week. He did it and went back. So the whole money that I kept while I used to get the car.
So you didn't get a car, then
I've never got anything now.
so you're still investing.
Yeah.
Even after 5 years.
Yes, you have to now. You have to invest in the appearance. You have to ensure that new kids are coming out, new gadgets. You understand? New gadgets. Sometimes, it's just like how faith works now. Sometimes you're expecting a job where we have like maybe they will call for like 20 personnel, and what you might have can be enough for like 8 personnel or 10 personnel. So you have to invest money to ensure that you have enough kids for the 20. Then the next day, and the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, somebody will say, okay, can we do like 30 personnel? So you have to, maybe there's some money now that you're supposed to use and get something. Use the money now to get to expand. So
expand more.
Or there's an opening in a new state. You have to. You don't have. I can't now take money I'm supposed to that I would have been able to use to get stuff for that new state, and I will not say I want to spend it on myself. You have to sacrifice. Yeah. So that's where that's something like that. I sacrifice. I have to sacrifice my personal stuff for the business success.
Okay, so now with regards to your main architect, I remember you talking about your outfit being first of all you started with jean trousers and black t-shirt. Then you had to now go and get kits. Have you not had controversy with military or paramilitary for the way your guys look so combatant and all of that? Yeah. Is it by any means interrelated to any military outfit?
Exactly. We are on our own and we are doing our stuff. We work hand in hand with them most cases. Okay. Most cases. So I've worked for a DSS man who was getting married in Port Harcourt late December last year. He was the one that even booked us and said, "You guys should come and work." And work with my own. Yes. We have worked
just like when they say that Ospa is the gas police station.
So we have worked for too many military people.
So how's the acceptance? I know that they really don't accept, civilian security.
I think it depends on how you package yourself.
Okay.
You understand? I think that it depends on how you package yourself. We have worked with them countless times. Army personnel celebrating like the former chief of army staff, Minima. I think his birthday was one of our security. But Holy King's event center. We have worked for many of them. Some senior police officers who were getting married. Like there's one nice version of it we did last year. Yeah. The senior police officer getting married to another police officer. Like so everything there from the gate you see that it's police. We provided the security in that event. So what we do is more I always tell clients to say, don't worry, I'll bring police. I'll always tell them, police are armed. Yeah. And they're not supposed to interface with civilians. Yeah. Because the kind of threats you have in weddings is unarmed threats. People who are coming will most likely be people are obviously not going to be armed. They just want to come and maybe steal phones or minimal things that they don't need to carry arms. So we are the ones to prevent,
to deal with that. How do you handle the big events, the large concerts, where you have a lot of persons? For instance, some of the big concerts.
We have done a lot of big concerts.
How do you handle that large crowd? How do you know to pick out the pickpockets and the bullies? How do you identify them?
That's part of the training we have done. For instance, like 2 years ago, we provided security for Omale. Omale's live in concert in Port Harcourt. The entire security infrastructure was done by us. We had lots of weeks of planning. You understand? So we executed it officially. We used about 45 personnel. I worked with the police. I worked with road safety. So I was the one that suggested, I was like, okay, this kind of event, let's work with police. So I went, I applied to the police, I applied to road safety, did what was required, and we have training for that. First of all, we have to prevent it, so the work is at the gate. I remember going to Polo Club, and then I saw some broken fence and all, so we bought barbed wire by ourselves. We went and installed the barbed wires in those areas to ensure that, and we employed service of dogs too. So we had
So you use dogs?
Yeah, we use dogs.
Are you a dog lover?
I love dogs.
Oh wow, really? So what breed is your best?
Rots.
Rots.
But we use German Shepherds for events.
Yeah, police dogs, German Shepherds.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started off Petrez guards with 2 guards in 2018.
Yeah,
2017 to 2018.
Yeah.
How many guards do you have currently under your belt as Petrez guards?
I'll be able to
estimated
in Port Harcourt. Okay, December in Port Harcourt we did about 86 guards in one day. In December 2022, we did 86 guards in one day. And that same day we did a couple of other events outside Port Harcourt. We did we did Umaya. So at once we have been able to deploy like 130 something personnel. Out within and outside Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. 130 something.
130 something. Now, does that mean that you're planning to open new offices outside Port Harcourt soon?
Yeah.
So you would have to explore towns like.
We have already established teams in Bayelsa, Yenagoa. We have teams in Owerri, Imo State. We have 2 teams. We have one team in Aba, and we have a team in Umaya, in Abia State. We have teams in Akwa Ibom, Uyo precisely. We have teams in Lagos. We have teams in Abuja. I stayed in Kaduna, so we have a team that can handle those northern regions for us. So I travel, establish these teams, train them, and when the time comes, we deploy.
So I want to talk about your slogan now. God protects, we guide. God protects, we guide. How were you able to come? Did you create that on your own, or that was an intellectual brain in your team?
I and my brother were the ones. He was the first personnel of Petrez. That's the one person joined him to make it too. So we were in the house one day, and I said, and he just walked up to me. I was like, "This Petrez guards, let's not just call it Petrez guards. We need a slogan." I was like, "Do you have any idea in your head?" And he said, "God protects you, guard." Immediately he said it, thing just sank. So I said, "No, this is gonna be it." It sank. I texted the graphic guy that was doing our logo that time. Yeah. I said, "Write it under the logo." Sharp. That's exactly how it happened, honestly.
And we'd like to say, can you tell us about him a little bit? Because since he's the brain behind all of this, we should have an insight into him. Have we seen him anytime anywhere else?
Yeah, he's the one everybody knows. He's the one Manuel, everybody knows him in events and all. Yeah, very powerful person.
Okay. Wow, that's really nice. Shout out to him, by the way. So now I want you to take us to the next 5 years. This is 5 years. Take us to the next 5 years. What are your dreams, aspirations? Where do you see Petrez guards?
By the grace of God, we hope to have covered more states. The same kind of influence we have here in Port Harcourt and Imo State. We want to be able to duplicate these results in other regions and obviously outside the country.
So now I want us to come up front and personal now. I want you to tell us what your best food is. Indigenous meal in Port Harcourt. First of all,
Afan soup.
Afan soup is not in Port Harcourt. Okay, Afan soup is accepted.
Yeah.
Afan soup is accepted because everybody in Port Harcourt eats Afan soup just
Yeah.
because we are close
To acquire one.
the Akwa Ibom and all of that. But there should be a Port Harcourt delicacy that you fancy very well. A riverine delicacy. Is there any that you can remember? A reverse delicacy.
Obviously, a lot of them now, but I'm a bole person though.
Bole and fish. You know that you're always heavy on ground doing bole festival.
I'm a bole person.
Okay.
I'm a bole person.
Okay. So, is there anything else aside bole?
Want
to
to
talk about
be
soup?
no soups. It has to be okay. Native soup or oha soup. So Yoruba state soup.
Yeah. It can pass.
Native.
Yeah. And of course, onunu too.
No is good.
Can you prepare any of them?
No, I don't cook. I don't know how to cook, and I don't want to learn.
But I don't know how to cook
I
at
don't
all.
want to learn.
Okay.
You know, I tell people close to me that in this life, you cannot know everything.
Yeah.
There's some things
Choose
you
what
just,
you know.
just say on your mind, say you know go know.
Yeah.
So my own is going to the market and cooking. Count me out. I will not do it, and I don't hope to do it anytime soon.
Okay, now in your experience as the manager of this brand that is going to the world now, can you tell us any incident that has been quite challenging and embarrassing for you? Has there been any embarrassing or challenging incident for you as the manager of this brand that shook you?
Challenge. I think personally the only challenge I've had, like I remember that shook me was when I sent someone to represent me at the meeting in Ebonyi and on his way back he had an accident, and then in the car some people lost their lives. So it threw me off balance. But he was safe. The funniest thing was that when he came to Port Harcourt, a hospital rejected him. So they had to take him to another hospital. We had to make some calls so they could just provide a bed space for him. But he's fine now, he's perfectly healthy.
So occupationally it hasn't been challenging?
No.
So that means you really came prepared into this industry, you really studied it for a while.
I think you have to do the right thing.
So what would you tell those people who are currently tuned into us now, who look up to Petrez guards? You know, a lot of people didn't know, or a lot of people don't know the face behind Petrez guards. You know Petrez guards. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the face behind Petrez guards. And of course his elder brother, who has been a very key proponent. We'll get to have his picture already too. So now, you have not really had any cause to regret going on this. You've not felt like, I used to hear people say that if your dream does not scare you, it's not big enough.
It scares me, but I'm just hoping that things will fall into place. You know, that's just the dream. That's just the goal. That's the plan we have for that.
Cool stuff. Okay, so I want you now to talk to those guys who are coming behind. Tell them something that can inspire them, that can keep them going. Something that you were able to use to coin up this confidence that you used to trail for a long time now.
Yeah, I think the first thing I always tell people when they ask me about maybe going into entrepreneurship or something like this line, ensure you're doing what God wants you to do. Ensure you're not doing it because another person is doing it. You cannot say, okay, maybe you heard that this person made like 10 million from something, and you say, okay, make I go to that thing, I will make my own 10 million from that thing.
Yeah.
That should not be your motive. I believe you have to do what God wants you to do. That is, you have to follow your own purpose in life.
Everybody has a
I cannot decide that I want to become an MC now.
Yeah.
Obviously, I will not do well in it. You understand? I know that this is what God wants us to do, and we are doing it in that part. The result may not be the same, but I have to understand that this is the path that God wants us to be on, and that's what I always say to do first. And when you're on that path, you have to seek knowledge. You have to try to improve on a daily basis. Don't just, no matter the result you get, no matter the applause you get, you have to try to get better. You understand? Don't be satisfied not like don't be greedy, but you understand, you have to seek to improve. Seek to improve. Yes, you have gotten to this level. People are happy that you're at this level. You say thank you very much. I'm working. I want more. Bishop will say what next? People know you for that. What next? People need to know you outside for that. You need to do jobs for the clients. So I've done jobs for like this local level, and I was very privileged when Peter Obi was coming to Port Harcourt for campaign. They booked Petrez guards. Tinubu was coming to Port Harcourt for campaign. They booked Petrez guards.
Even the Burna Boys concert, 2021,
EUI, they booked Petrez guards. So I don't want to. Yes, these people have come. What next? Something is happening.
So do you by any means think that government has a role to play in entrepreneurship for youth? Or the youth have it in their hands to create their future?
They go hand in hand. It just depends. Yes, you can have an idea. The idea is brilliant. What if you don't have the resources to get things done? Maybe there are grants for people who need it.
So the government grants.
Okay. If there are grants for people, for instance, if when the idea came on board and we needed to get things done, if I had more resources available to me, we would have been able to get some of these things we have now back then, and maybe by this time now we should have been thinking of something bigger. I think what the government can do is provide maybe grants for people who will need it, but the youth should understand too that my mentor will tell me that you can use what you have to start.
Start where you are.
Some people will be using phones of like 500k and they're looking for capital of 200k. Why don't you sell the phone? If you believe in yourself enough, sell the phone, use a smaller phone, use that money as a capital, grow it, and by the time you have profit, you can buy something better than that phone. If you're sure of yourself, maybe if you sell the phone, it will give you more ginger to grind.
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. Thank you so much, Peter, CEO, founder of Petrez Guards. Thank you so much for finding out time to talk to us. I hope that you have watched and you've gotten some inspiration how to push it up to the next level in your career, in your business, your skill, whatever entrepreneurship goal you might have. I'm sure you might have picked a leaf from this episode where we've spoken with Mr. Peter. This is still the Just Man Show. Call me JTUSTMAN, Just Man Chizam, the microphone militant. I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Make sure you like, comment, tell us what you think about Petrez Guards. I'm sure they're the finest you've seen around. All of you go to parties. And I don't know why these girls are now taking it like a custom. They're going to snap with your guards. You want it there. Comment there if you've never seen Petrez Guards anywhere at any event. And of course, subscribe, share this, and let's keep the fun going. Thank you so much and God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Peter. God bless you. Thank you, bro. Thank you.